What is up? Welcome to this round 2 battle in the Norwegian Pokemon Premier League. This battle is, I guess you could say it's kind of an anticipated battle. This is pretty much a rematch between the two finalists at the VGC tournament at this year's Norwegian Nationals. It's not an official Nationals, but it is the place where the best VGC players in Norway gather, and these two players made it to the finals. It was then won by Vetle, the coach for the Trondheim Terminators. How'd it go this time? Let's just fucking find out. So we see the Volcarona coming in from Brannette on your left together with Latios. Nicknames are just kind of making me laugh in Norwegian. We have Hitmontop and Sylveon coming in on the Terminators side, as we see the Latios here protect itself, but the feint coming in from the Hitmontop, and you just have to assume the Hyper Voice is now coming in, as the Protect now is gone from the Latios. So the Volcarona gets a Tailwind up. That's probably going to be huge, but it does come at the price of losing Latios' first turn to that feint Hyper Voice combo. Now the Excadrill comes in, now being pretty fast. It's going to be able to absolutely scare out that Sylveon, as the Salamence comes in to get the Intimidate onto that Excadrill. As we now see a Rage Powder coming in from the Volcarona to try to redirect any attack from that Excadrill. So you do see the close combat definitely intended for the Excadrill going into the Volcarona. Not going to do too much damage. No burn, which is good for the Terminators. That's one thing Volcarona can do when it Rage Powders, to redirect, take a hit, and then dish out a burn with the Flame Body. So now see the friggin' Excadrill being switched out for the Aegislash, as the Salamence gets burned now by Will-O-Wisp. The Wide Guard from the Hitmontop probably predicting that Rock Slide. Not coming in though. As now the Excadrill comes back in, now not intimidated, and up against now a burned Salamence. It's now the Hitmontop being switched out for the Heatran. A Rock Slide coming in from the Salamence, doing absolutely nothing to these two Steel types. Also Flash Cannon going into the Heatran, not doing much damage, as what did the most damage that turn was burn on the Salamence. I would say Hitmontop coming back in, getting an Intimidate onto that Excadrill once again. Doubting the Aegislash. If the Aegislash has Shadow Sneak, of course it matters. So both the Heatran and the Aegislash are going to protect each other. This turn Aegislash going back into Shield Form, as the Drill Run comes in from the Excadrill into the Protect of that Heatran. So we now see the Excadrill leave the field once again. Fake Out comes into Volcarona once again. No Flame Body burn. It's the Wide Guard from the Aegislash, but a Fire Blast that misses the Aegislash by that Heatran. Tried to protect against the Heat Wave, but no Heat Wave was there. The close combat takes out the Rage Powdering Volcarona. This could be key, but we get the burn on the Hitmontop, as now the Shadow Ball comes into the defense drop, special defense drop Hitmontop, activating its Citrus Berry. So getting redirection there and the burn is going to be a pretty key moment in the game for Brannette, you just have to imagine. So now the Salamence comes in place of the Heatran, as both Pokemon actually are being switched out. We see Salamence and Sylveon on the field, as the Aegislash again goes back into Shield Form, protecting itself, and a Drill Run comes into the wrong slot for Brannette right there. Just Drill Running nothing, or Drill Running the earth below the Salamence. So now the Salamence goes for an Earthquake, activating the weakness policy of the Shield Form, the Aegislash. Rock Slide comes in and takes out the Salamence. So the burnt Rock Slide, the burnt Earthquake activated the weakness policy of the Aegislash, but Shadow Ball comes in from Sylveon, taking it down to a pretty low amount of health, but Flash Cannon is gonna put an end to life of that Sylveon right there. So now we see Heatran and Hitmontop come back in, obviously, as both players are now down to 2 Pokemon, and we get again an Intimidation that it seems Brannette do not want on that. Again, we see a feint going through that Protect and Earth Power, taking out the Excadrill this time. And although the Aegislash now is able to take out the Hitmontop, the Heatran will now be able to finish it all off with an Earth Power and take game 1 for the Trondheim Terminators. So, I'm not going to say anything, let's just start battle 2. Kinetico with Brannette still on your left side. Going with, was that the same lead? Yeah, it's the same lead as we saw before. Will we see the Hitmontop? No, the Nidoking comes in this time. As we, now the Latios will be free to protect if it does feel like that. Salamence goes Mega and protects itself. It will get the speed boost and it will be faster than Latios next turn, most likely, as the Ice Beam powerful hit comes in from Nidoking right onto that Latios as the Tailwind once again comes up. So Salamence not getting much out of that speed boost it gets when it goes Mega. As now see the Salamence being switched out, and a Rage Powder coming in. Oh, and the Psyshock just decimates that Nidoking right there, as we see also the Life Orb coming in from the Latios. We did not obviously not see that in the previous battle, as it got just destroyed by that faint Hyper Voice. But we see the helping hand from the Latios. Latios uses helping hand on the Volcarona. What's the Volcarona gonna hit with now? As the Fiery Dance does about half to the Hitmontop, activating the Citrus Berry, and we get the special attack boost on that Volcarona now. So Latios using its last ditch effort to just help out the Volcarona there. I had to look twice to see if that was actually the play that was being made. So Hitmontop now being switched out in favor of the Mega Salamence. The Heatran protects itself. Iron Head going into the now Salamence, and another Fiery Dance also into the Salamence, playing around that protect. So Tailwind now is down on Brannette's side. So we see the Heatran being switched out into the Hitmontop, shuffling that Intimidate against that Excadrill, which it can take pretty much any hit from, assumingly. Salamence tries to Rock Slide and does so into these 2 Steel types, again not taking much damage. As we see a Drill Run into the Hitmontop, not doing too much damage. So now the Excadrill is being switched out into the Volcarona for the Fake Out. Do we see the burn? No burn this time. As we see the Cobra Berry not doing much for the Volcarona in that situation, as it was pretty much gone for already. Shadow Ball from the Aegislash is now able to take out that Hitmontop, or what was left of that Hitmontop, so no more Intimidation coming in from the Terminators this battle. Or no fainting, so the Excadrill is also free to go for its Protect, as we see both Pokemon Protect. And of course, the Rock Slide won't do anything. Not that it would have done much anyway, but the Fire Blast now into the Excadrill, or the protected Excadrill. So now see a Wide Guard come out and a Double Edge right into that Excadrill, doing a good amount of damage. As, what was that? Did I miss something? Oh yeah, of course. Recoil. Salamence goes down to recoil, and the Heatran goes down to Drill Run. And that is gonna be game 2, making it 1-1. So we will now go to a third battle, and let's just see how that stuff goes. So we now see the Terminators on your left, switching sides this battle. So the Hitmontop and Nidoking come out, and we see from Brannette, not the same lead, we see the Volcarona and the Aegislash come in this time. As we see the Intimidate not really doing much this turn to these two special attackers. So we now see the Latios come in. It's gonna be able to kind of pseudo get that lead again. So we see the Earth Power come in from the Nidoking right into that levitating thing, so it's not gonna take any damage. Nidoking is gone, hinting to it probably being choiced in some way, most likely scarfed. As we see also the Salamence and the Heatran now come in this turn. The Psyshock does quite a lot of damage to that Salamence, taking it down to a pretty low amount of health, and the Tailwind again comes up from the Volcarona. Latios now is going to protect itself, same will the Salamence. It is not going Mega yet, probably to try to preserve that Intimidate, yeah. As we see the Protect and Rage Powder, you gotta kind of wonder if that was kind of a misclick, as there's not really any point Rage Powdering away an attack when you're protecting the other Pokemon. And now we see another Rage Powder come in as the Psyshock just completely destroys that Hitmontop coming in. Not much it could do there. And the Hidden Power, assuming Ice, goes into Volcarona, taking it pretty easily. So see, now the Salamence come back in again, as it was switched out last time to basically sending Hitmontop to his absolute death. It's now gonna go Mega and try to protect itself, probably trying to stall out that Tailwind that was set up a little while back. As the Fire Blast now goes into the Rage Powdering Volcarona. Probably a prediction there, predicting the Rage Powder, trying to get it taken out, as now the Tailwind is gonna peter out. So we see the Aegislash come in the place of the fallen Volcarona, and a Psyshock from the Latios is gonna take out that Salamence. Probably, if I'm not mistaken, that could be a speed tie. We see a Fire Blast go into the Aegislash shield form, gonna activate its weakness policy, and Shadow Ball nearly takes out that Heatran. I don't know if it's a roll or not, but that was some big damage from the Aegislash right there. So the last two Pokemon on the Terminator side, Heatran and Nidoking. Nidoking is going to protect itself from the Psyshock, but the Heatran will be taken out by that Shadow Ball, as it did not opt to target the Aegislash, and we see the forfeit from the Terminators, giving Brannette the 2-1 victory in this round 2 battle.